Ed, what are you up to?
Just making sure.
Hello? Are we back?
You used all?
We're back, aren't we? What? Hello? Hello. This is so weird. Where are we? I feel like I'm reading a different chat. There's a different chat on stream. And then there's a different chat on my... It says, now it shows VOD, but some people have said that I'm back. Whoa, this is so awkward. This isn't the Better Late Night Show. Is that what you're saying? We got isekai'd to the other late night show. Wait, can you hear me? You can hear me! And this is the Better Late Night Show. This is so weird. Okay, so what page are you actually on? Wicked. No. I'm talking about the YouTube page. Which chat are you on? Better Late Night Show chat. But where are you hearing me from? Oh, the stream as well. Well, that's quite unfortunate. I'll just have to remake it then. I'll have to edit everything. Ah, that's so... Oh, goodness me. That is the worst. They didn't even tell me. Well, this is awkward. I suppose I should do something about it. I will... I'm so disappointed. So disappointed. Okay, well, we will continue here, and then I will just make another... I will do my edits and then make another stream later on for the Better Late Night Show. I'm so disappointed, YouTube. You can do better. You can do better. All right. Yes. It seems I did end my old one. But I'm so sorry. It's so awkward. I don't know what's going on. Disappointed. Completely disappointed. Yes. I will at least change the title. I was only supposed to be here for another 30 anyways. Thank you very much. Thank you for the donation. It means so much to me. Thank you. I can't believe I got isekai'd. As I said during the collab stream, Hexokai is a fist Jemmy, and her name is Scuffy McScuffy. She loves to collab with everyone else. I want you to know I'm rarely ever scuffed. Could never. Now I have to change everything about this. How embarrassing. I want to change the thing as well. Change at least the thumbnail so it's not so weird. Well, can we make it not bigger? Ugh. Gross. I have to go through the whole entire process. Give me just a moment, won't you? It seems my chat is not... Okay. Never. Never. Never! How dare you? I'm trying to sit here and fix our stream, our meeting place, and you're telling others that I'm an Omega. In what part of what world does it even seem like I'm an Omega? Come on, look at me. Look at me. Do I even look like I could get pregnant? At all? In this world, Chat is the head of an international conglomerate, and you're an intern at one of our subsidiaries, Maeve. Is that your fantasy? Is that what you're interested in? Do you like that? Is that what you're telling me? You're telling me you like it? I can just hear it. You have this innate need to be my... How do I say it? To be my management, right? My upper. Is that what you're saying? That was bigger than... How is a file bigger than that? This is ridiculous. Ridiculous, honestly. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. It's gonna take forever. It's truly gonna take forever to do this. Dangerous language? Why? What did I say?
I'm Joy. Welcome to headquarters. There's a lot of memories that need some extra.
Why couldn't it have even more? I needed to compress it even more. Fuck. It's not going to look good, but at least we'll be able to actually fit it. Oh, shoot. Go back. Download that. Were you talking about running with scissors or operating heavy machinery without proper safety? There's certainly dangerous language. No, not at all. Hello! Yes, crazy. Thank you. You of all people are loyal to me. Hello, hello! I am struggling just a bit. Let's save this, and then let's not put this in the... Oh, I need to remove this from the playlist because this is no longer the Better Late Night Show. I can't believe I need to actually make the Better Late Night Show again now. It's alright, you're just here for the ride, aren't you? Just here for the ride, ain't it? Let me just edit it one more time. It says, it's not part of the Better Late Night Show. Done. Save. Save properly, won't you? But I suppose we will continue to finish the story. We will try to at least make it through. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Well, I can't believe we've got Isekai. We are live again. I can't believe you all got sent here. But there's no address, he says, glancing down at the display. No, it's not listed, I answer. Kind of defeats the purpose of a secret underground prison, doesn't it? He snorts. Fair enough. How much longer? About 30. We drive in silence, and for the first time in my life, I find that I'm uncomfortable with it. I don't like not knowing what he's thinking, but I can't tell. There's a lot on his mind, so I resist the urge to push it. One thing at a time. Chapter 11. From Brad's perspective. When the GPS tells me to stop the car in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by pine trees and dirt road in either direction as far as I can see, I'm starting to feel like I might have woken up in a horror novel, rather than a romance. This is it, Raoul says, getting out of the car. I follow him, my stomach churning. I can feel something in the air, a kind of dark energy that sends a chill down my spine. Raoul leads me through the trees and around a bend, where I see the prison stretching out before us. It definitely looks like something out of a horror movie. The prison is a huge, imposing building that looms over the surrounding area like a great beast. It's all dark grey stone and reinforced steel, laden with blankets of ivy and moss, with tall towers on each corner that are topped with giant spotlights. There's a huge gate too. The place is like Alcatraz for wolves. Wow. All right, let's do it. Raoul notices my reaction and pauses. We don't have to go in if you don't want to. I shoulder past him toward the front door. I ain't no bitch. Never said you were, he mutters, following me. He takes out what looks like a key card and swipes it on the front door. The door clicks open and he leads me into the lobby of the prison. The lobby is surprisingly bright and spacious, with white tiled floors and looming walls. The air is stale, and I can hear the faint clink of metal echoing somewhere in the maze of hallways. There's a reception desk off to one side, with the uniformed and stern-faced assistant sitting behind it. He looks up at Raoul and nods in deference as we pass. Raoul leads me down a long hallway, which is lined with doors and barred windows that lead to the cell. Huh? Oh my goodness, what is going on? This is awful. It seems today the internet just does not want to be friendly at all. We're back. Back where? Just a bit of a stutter. Right. So me whenever I speak with this accent, right? Typical middle of the ocean internet. It is what it is. Anyways, Raoul leads me down a long hallway, which is lined with doors and barred windows that lead to the cells. The air in this place is heavy with hostility and despair. It's not just the smell of the atmosphere, there's something else here. Something that I can't quite put my finger on, but that leaves me feeling uneasy all over. Of course, crazy. Thank you. We come to an intersection where we have to turn right and then left again before finally reaching our destination. An elevator that requires yet another keycard. It plunges us a few stories down into the basement. The doors open up and Raoul steps out, his footsteps echoing through the cement hallways of bulletproof glass cells that are nothing like the ones above. I get the feeling this is maximum security. Oh my goodness. Max. Our prisoners are shifters, he says in answer to my unspoken question. It's necessary to keep them in proper containment. How many people are here? I ask warily. Hard to say. At any one time, 20, maybe 30, he says. When he sees my shock, he looks amused. This facility serves the entirety of the 7-pack system, so all things considered, it's not that many. I guess not, I snort. And you have the sheriff in your back pocket, so you probably don't have to worry about due process and all that. You and Dr. Wilson really had quite the chat, didn't you? He asks dryly. More than I'd like, I answer. There's no grand conspiracy, Brad, he says, stopping in front of a large metal door with no windows. I get the feeling whoever is behind it is one hell of an escape risk. It's our Constantine. It's our Constantine, that's why. The vast majority of us just want to live in peace among humans, and packs like Constantine's are the ones who threaten that peace. I guess, I say with a shrug. I don't really have a dog in this fight. Sorry, is that offensive? Ops what? Oppositions. Oops. Oh, continue. Oh, I see. You were mentioning that. Okay. Raoul just gives me a look and swipes his keycard again, unlocking the door and walking inside. The room is small and bare, with a single bed in the corner. A man with short black hair and brown eyes is sitting on the edge of the bed. I don't recognize him. But one look at him and I realize he sure recognizes me. Brad! He calls to me excitedly and tries to get up, only to almost fall flat on his face when the chain around his ankle stops him in his tracks. Raoul growls at him and puts himself between us. Watch yourself, he snarls. The other wolf stands his ground, but even though he doesn't say anything, there's spite and defiance in his gaze when he looks at Raoul that wasn't there with just me. I'm not sure why or how he knows me. Something tells me this guy isn't just any ordinary wolf. There's something about him that's familiar, but I can't place it yet. So it's true. You really are here, the inmate says, looking at me with what seems like genuine worry in his gaze. Have they hurt you? Huh? I blink at him. Buddy, I got no idea who you even are. His expression crumples, and he looks like a kicked puppy. Brad, it's me. It's Trent. Trent? The name rings a bell in my head, and I remember him as Catalina's best friend from the book. He went after her when she ran away and wound up getting captured by Raoul's men. Unfortunately, when he later tried to escape in order to save Catalina, who didn't want to be saved at all by then, it didn't go so well for him. Oh, okay. I was about to say, Constantine seems very, very nice. Says there's so much genuine worry. I thought that it was Constantine when really it was Trent, the best friend. I see. This sounds ridiculous, but I kind of want to read the book that he read. As you can tell, and Mimi mentions so often that I am a romantic. Poor, dumb, lovesick kid. He's a beta anyway, so he should have known he never stood a chance. Given the way Omegas in this universe crave an alphas, not like I crave a greasy plate of Randy's Tavern's heart attack nachos when I'm hungover. Yes, I also crave heart attack nachos. In general. Not so much just when I'm hungover. When I'm hungover, I really crave Mickey's. What are you doing here? I ask. How did you end up in this place? He wrinkles his brow. I came looking for you, he says, confirming what I already suspect and fear. Raoul is right. I really am a stand-in for Catalina. Great. Right, I mutter. Well, you shouldn't have. Ever think I left for a reason? You just disappeared without a word, says. At first, I thought Alpha White was punishing you again, but then they announced you'd been kidnapped by the Stone Hollow Pack, and I volunteered to go out into the hunting party. Yeah, well, old Wyatt's full of shit. Old Wyatt's full of shite, I say, noticing the way his eyes widen. Something tells me whoever, or whatever, is responsible for retconning this book to shove me into the heroine's role was too fucking lazy to change more than my name and physical appearance. Because this guy is staring at me like I just sprouted a third nipple in the middle of my forehead. I wasn't kidnapped. I ran. There's that kicked puppy look again. Feels like that time I accidentally sat on Devon's 100th scale model of Shining Gundam. He's a Gundam fan? A Gundam fan? Wow. I suddenly care for the Devon very, very much more. I thought that he was just the brother, but now, Devon's my favorite. I don't even play Gundam or watch it. He what? He accidentally sat on the 100th scale model of Shining Gundam. Does that mean anything to anybody? Without telling me. His voice is thick and strained with emotion. I'm really not sure how to respond. Is he telling the truth? Raoul asks, watching us both closely. You know him. My first instinct is to deny it, but I think better of it. As much as Catalina whines and cries in the book about Trent's death after the fact, she doesn't do a damn thing to prevent it beforehand. She's way too busy fucking around with her hot werewolf boyfriend and being worshipped by her new packmates, with one or two notable exceptions. Mobile Fighter G Gundam reference. Wow, that's very specific. Maeve eating yogurt. Yes, I'm also quite proud of myself for choosing yogurt of anything. But realistically, it's so funny because now we're getting to the point where I believe Brad, having known certain things, is going to choose better so that in the future is better in this story than if it was just Catalina, who obviously has the personality of unsalted butter. Trent always kind of seemed like an afterthought. He was the kind of character who was there to just pad out Catalina's past, and when he became inconvenient to stuff into the current story, the author had to do away with him somehow. How sad and awful. And then his death just gave Raul and everyone else a reason to feel guilty and fawn over Catalina even more than they already did. It kind of pisses me off, if I'm being honest. Maybe it's just because Trent reminds me a little of Devin, even more so now that I've met him in person. But if I'm already stuck here, maybe I can do something to change his fate. He's my best friend, I say awkwardly. I mean, Catalina's. Raul gives him another look and seems torn between confusion and jealousy. Two emotions I know well. I see. Look, can you give us a moment alone? A minute alone? I ask. Raul frowns. That's not going to happen. I clench my fist, trying to remind myself why I can't punch a hole in this guy's noggin. Namely because he's stupidly overpowered, and compared to him, I'm just a measly human. But still. You want me to trust you? Stop putting your money where your mouth is. His eyes narrow. I can tell I'm not going to win this one easily. But if he thinks he can outstubborn the only guy in the last 12 years who's won Beef O'Brien's 80-ounce sirloin challenge, the bastard has another thing coming. Oh, goodness me, are you so American? Letting you come here was enough of a compromise. Whatever you have to say in front of him, you can say in front of me. As much as I want to argue, the way Trent is glaring at him makes it clear he's 1 second away from getting himself killed. Whatever, I growl, deciding to ignore Raul for the moment. I turn back to Trent. Listen, I'm not in any danger here, but you are. Just chill, and I'll figure out a way to get you out of here soon. Okay? How stubborn are you, Maeve? Incredibly stubborn. Awful, really. It's not that. I'm stubborn enough to stand by what I enjoy. Right. So even if I had just asked something of you, if I changed my mind, and you say, well, this is a better choice, and I say, well, I've changed my mind. I'm not stubborn in the way that I need to fight for everything. I'm just stubborn in the way that I want to do the things that I like to do. So if somebody else was to say, well, I'm gonna win then. You know, if I'm determined. I'm incredibly determined. That's the truth. And that's the truth of it. Because realistically, it's others have definitely tried to hang something over my head, or thinking that I'm stubborn and that I really want to win everything. I don't need to win everything. I don't want to win everything. I just want to win what I want to win. That had hints of Mimi. Which part? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't need to be the winner. I just need to be happy, and that's all that matters. Whatever, I growl, deciding to ignore Raul for the moment. I turn back to Trent. Listen. Oh, I've just read this. I can feel Raul wanting to protest. And Trent doesn't look any happier with the plan. I'm not leaving without you, Trent insists, being the precocious little bastard he is. I promise I'm not gonna bail on you again, I say, feeling guilty for the facts that I might not be able to keep that promise. I've always been a man of my word, and I don't like the idea of going back on it, but I will if it means keeping him alive. Sure, I'm not ready to entertain the idea that any of this is real, but it feels real enough to me, and I know it feels real to them. That has to mean something, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, we're getting into existentialism, my favorite. Oh my goodness, maybe I'm losing it. Let me finish this page, and then we're gonna go off a little bit about existentialism. I guess I don't have a choice but to believe you, he says, casting a hateful glance over his shoulder at Raul. Just promise me you'll stay safe. You can't trust this guy. I can tell from the way that Raul bristles that he heard it. That he heard that. Shifters in the book all have heightened senses, but now that I'm thinking of it, mine haven't changed at all. Well, because you're not a shifter. You're simply an Omega. Great. All the downsides of being an Omega without any of the benefits. The truth is, I have no intention of trusting Raoul, or him for that matter, but I decide not to admit it. I feel bad for Trent though, so I lean in to hug him, and it's tight enough that he wheezes a little, like he wasn't expecting the embrace to be as firm as it is. I'll get you out of here, bro. I whisper, so hopefully only he can hear, but it's nothing too incriminating anyway. I intend to use whatever pull I have with Raoul to do at least that much before I get the fuck out of Dodge. Here's hoping it's sooner rather than later. It's so sweet. He cares so much for Trent, this random dude in a book. It kind of reminds me that he, like, he's so human. He notices all the small things about other people instead. And maybe he's quite a good human, even if he is quite Brad or Chad-ish. Anyway, existentialism, my favorite. We talked about, in existentialism, the existentialism in life, there's often this question about whether or not, quote unquote, any of this is real. Believing that it could be a simulation or nothing, right. Believing it could be a simulation or not, none of it can really matter, which is inherently true. It could be a simulation, and a simulation can mean what? Exactly. Has anybody here watched that one movie with Ryan Reynolds where he's a game character? No, good vibes are good. We are always good vibes and high tides here. The existentialism does not have to be bad. Free Guy. Exactly, Free Guy. They touch a little bit on this in the movie Free Guy as well. But realistically, the point is, it doesn't matter if any of this is considered real. What is real, right? The real is whatever we give real meaning to. So even if I feel like choices I make aren't real, right? Other things continuously impact the choices that I make. But still, if they feel important to me, why can't they be important? Right? That's the thing. Exactly. Who can sit here and truly say whether or not it's a simulation? I believe it could be a simulation. Why not? And that at the same moment, at the same time, it's a simulation, and so what? And so what? I live here. I deal with it. I wake up in the morning. I like the things that I eat. I have to do my jobs because I like the money it gives me, and because I like speaking to people. Hello, people. Right? And so, simulation or not, it doesn't matter. So that point where he sits here and he says, sure, I'm not ready to entertain the idea that any of this is real, but it feels real enough to me, and I know it feels real to them. That has to mean something, doesn't it? Basically, it's just him kind of taking that. He's going through this understanding of, as long as it feels real to me and it feels real to them, that means simply enough. Then it is real enough to care. I don't know if you noticed, I care. Like, I find it so fascinating, and life is just so fascinating. And hello. It's just so cool. Okay, moving on. If you're gay in a dream, does that make you gay? If you're gay in a dream, that makes you dream about gay. I don't think that necessarily means you're anything. You know. Anyways. Alright, I think we can squeeze in maybe one more chapter. How does that sound, everyone? Chapter 12, from the perspective of Raoul. If he's your friend, you shouldn't do that, I say as we pull up to the mansion. I've been silent most of the drive, and so has he. For different reasons, I'm sure. I can't deny the spark of jealousy I felt as soon as I saw Brad embrace Trent. He's not even my mate in an official capacity, and I have no reason to think they've been intimate when the beta looks at him like he's forbidden fruit. But it triggers the insatiable beast within that has already claimed Brad as ours and ours alone. Thank you, Ishtar. And I'm inclined to agree with it. Do what? Brad asks, looking over at me with a look of confusion on his face. You shouldn't make promises you can't keep. You can't keep, I explain. Getting him out of the prison, namely. He frowns. I intend on keeping that promise, actually. You're going to let him out. Is that so? I ask. His gumption is admittedly admirable. No. You can't say that it's admirable. It's... Well, I suppose you can, but it's just... I just know the way that Raoul is questioning, going, is that so? It's just a little bit of a tease, and I like it so much. And amusing. But I'm sure he'd hate me even more if he knew that. He's a good guy, for one thing, he replies. For another, you want me to like you. I snort. That doesn't mean I'm going to compromise your safety in order to make you like me. It's not dangerous, he insists. Not to me, anyway. You told me you didn't remember anyone from your old pack. I remind him. No, I said I don't come from this world. He corrects. I remember plenty from what I've read. And here I'd hoped the one silver lining of taking him to see the prisoner was that it might spark his memory and help break him out of this strange delusion. So you're still clinging to the book thing? What about everything you said to Trent? He's got enough shit to worry about, he says. No point in confusing him. The question is, if he's just a character in a book, why does he matter? I ask. He just does, okay? He asks in a defensive tone. You never read a book where the characters felt real? I have, I said carefully. Wouldn't have pegged you for the bookish type, you know? Yeah, well, there's a lot you don't know about me, buddy. Buddy, he says. Namely, I feel...
BetterHelp has improved therapy, making it
funny.
affordable and convenient. And
I frown at the sudden shift in his demeanor. What do you mean? Wait, no, hold on. It's nice because they actually sit down and they go, you can most obviously hear and tell the difference that he's having as he's living through this life and book. Yes, I've noticed now, thank you. Life and book and all that. I frown at the sudden shift in his demeanor. What do you mean? I don't know, man. He stops and looks down at his hands. You put the heat on or something? No, I say, glancing at the dashboard to make sure. I'm not exactly on top of my mental game when he's around. Aww. I love it. I love driving somebody absolutely nuts. Whenever somebody just decides to defy logic and understanding around me, it's just so nice. To say he's a distraction is an understatement. I love being a distraction. Let's go. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. He mutters, rubbing the back of his neck. The scent hits me afresh. The salt of sweat and the alluring aroma of heat I'd know anywhere. He's going in heat! Hello, Prop Studios. He's going in heat. Any alpha would, but I've never smelled anything like this. I've never been affected by an omega scent. Even in the midst of rot. Oh, goodness me, no. And I'm pretty fucking sure I'm about to be in one right now. Just from one whiff of him. Oh no. Just feels weird. I swallow hard, trying to keep my calm. We should probably go inside. Yeah, sure, he says, pulling around back to the garage. When he parks and gets out, the open space makes it a little easier to think about anything else. But not by much. It's fine. It's fine. We're not going through anything. See, they're specifically trying to step away. They are actively trying to step away from the knotting and rutting and heating situation. I know I need to tell him before we go inside, if only because I'm going to lose my mind if anyone so much as looks at him. Before I can say anything, he's halfway to the door when he collapses with a strangled cry. Brad! I call, on my knees next to him the very next instant. I grab his shoulder and look for any sign that he's hurt. But I don't smell blood. Just the intoxicating scent of his heat. What's wrong? Are you hurt? He looks up at me, his hair falling into his eyes, which are wide with confusion. Fuck, he grits out. And I realize only then that he's clutching his stomach. Bro, I think I've got dream appendicitis. Oh no! No! He has cramps! Oh gosh, no! Good luck, Brad. Good luck indeed. I blink at him. I don't think there's a special dream variation, but that's besides the point. You're not dreaming and you don't have appendicitis. How would you know? He asks. You're not a dream doctor? Come on, I say, draping an arm around his shoulder, and helping him back to his feet. I could easily carry him, as big as he is. But something tells me he wouldn't appreciate that, even in his current condition. We'll go see Dr. Wilson. No, he groans, limping alongside me. I'd rather take my chances with the renegade appendix. You're going to be fine, I assure him, leading him into the house. No. Brad does... No. Okay. I was going to say something. Maeve's getting way into this. Don't know what to feel about this. We're getting way into what? It feels... I'm sorry, but hearing about somebody else getting cramps for the first time when I have to live with it is absolutely way different. And it makes me giggly. Goodness. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. You're going to be fine, I assure him, leading him into the house. I spot Curtis in the foyer, and it looks like he's about to go out. He freezes as soon as we come in, and I can tell from one look he's already picked up Brad's scent. Brad, it's getting stronger and would be impossible for any alpha in the area not to notice. One look is enough to keep his mouth shut, though, and send him running for the door. Fortunately, Dr. Wilson is still in his clinic when I push the door open and lead Brad inside. He does a double take when he sees the man hanging off of me. Oh, he says, setting aside the paperwork he's working on and getting up from his chair to come over to us. Did he get hurt? Wait, is the doctor not an alpha? No, I answer, following the doctor into one of the patient rooms. Brad pulls away from me and sits down on the edge of the bed. I'm dying, bro. He groans, curling up on his side and clutching his stomach. He's not dying, I say with a sigh, but I'm pretty sure he's in heat. In what now? In what? You what, mate? You what, mate? Brad asks, his head shooting up like a prairie dog peeking out of his hole. Yeah, he's definitely not dying. Heat, says Dr. Wilson. You're an Omega. It's only natural. I'm not an Omega, and I'm not a fucking dog. Brad snaps, sitting up sharply and moving as far back as the table will allow when Dr. Wilson approaches him. Don't you dare come near me with those blue hands, you frickin' weirdo. The gloves, Dr. Wilson says, looking down at his hands. The gloves? Same difference. This is so ridiculous. It's so funny. The doctor sighs, giving me a pleading glance for intervention. Can you calm him down so I can get a better look at him? You think I know how to do that? I challenge. Ain't nobody calming me down, Brad snarls, definitely further on the not calm end of the spectrum than he was 1 minute ago. There's a reason Dr. Wilson is not mated yet, and it's becoming more apparent with every moment that goes by. Brad, he's just trying to help, I say in an attempt to comfort him. I'm also completely sure it's just a result of the heat, but he does need to rule out the possibility of anything more serious, like you said. I understand the time has arrived. Give me just one bit. His tan skin turns a bit ashen, and he seems to be contemplating this. Yeah, whatever. He grumbles. Just no funny stuff. I'm not exactly sure what... I'm not sure exactly what funny stuff implies, but heaven help Dr. Wilson if he tries it. How many more? Oh, unfortunate. There's too much. We won't be able to do it. Oh, goodness. Oh, we won't be able to. We'll have to end here. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, goodness. Oh, so... Well, I've only had 2 streams planned for this, and I will ask if anybody prefers or wants to see more, but until then, I think I will ask in a poll on YouTube. So, unfortunately, yes, of course, just before the spicy, I doubt there's spicy bits. All right, it's a little too early, I think, for spicy bits, but let's continue on, shall we? Can somebody... It's too intriguing to end on this note. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Right.
Brock's peppermint candy cane.
What is going on?
Sweeter. Like when you're...
It should be so intriguing. I wouldn't want you to replace any upcoming streams. I will not replace any upcoming streams, but I will do a poll to see if anybody's interested in continuing the story. Because if not, we shall possibly not, or just might make it a membership type of thing. If I get a chance to do membership, of course. All right, it's time for me to go. I apologize that things are just a little bit here and there with my streams, especially earlier today, and also just for some reason the internet just being absolutely weird. But so I do apologize. But the holidays are just the way that they are. That said, thank you so much. I very much appreciate. Pardon, give me just one moment. They keep putting this in the wrong playlist, but I do very much appreciate everybody who's here and enjoying. And I will see you all on Friday. I have to remake the waiting room, but thank you very much. All that said, I hope everybody else has a wonderful night or day, and I hope you very much enjoy this accent, this incredibly natural accent. I'm not going to lie, the more that I speak on it, the more that it's easy to pick up. I'm stumbling a lot less than I was earlier today, I think. Maybe I should just keep it. What do you think? Or do you miss my ambiguous other accent? That's not bad, actually. Thank you. I'm trying my best. It sounds still ridiculous in some C. You sound British. I am. What do you mean? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the donation. I very much appreciate it. But I will be sending you over to over. So who are we deploying the Maeve Seals to? Just my suggestion for memberships. The memberships, Maeve Seals. Isn't that an American thing? Is it not? Okay, keep it for the meeting, Maeve. It's not going to be okay for the meeting. No, they will most definitely question it. I do not want to have to explain this. But thank you very, very much. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, or night, and yes, yeah, yes, and Sail kisses and ocean wishes, everyone. Bye bye.